Joy Guru. Today I would like to discuss about three different kinds of talks, namely true talk, accurate talk, and false talk. We all love true talk, I think. And in this connection, I can recall a book written by Mahatma Gandhi. The name of the book is My Experiment with Truth. Yes, everybody loves, I think, truth. That's fine, but we must know what are the differences between true talk, accurate talk, and false talk. You see, that talk is considered to be a true talk which brings propitiousness, auspiciousness, love, sweetness, benignness, well-being. Only then it is a true talk. Accurate talk may be true talk, may not be true talk. That is, accurate talk may bring propitiousness, goodness, benignness, welfareness, well-being, or may not, may or may not bring. But then false talk always invariably brings destruction, and then evilness, and everything what is, you can say, antagonized to Satyam Sivam Sundaram. So therefore, true talk has got three facets. Satyam Sivam Sundaram. That it has, true talk always is associated with goodness, with auspiciousness, with propitiousness, with well-being. Only then it is good talk. So, I think I will give you an example, a real life example. Long ago, I went to a gathering along with my friend, and there we met a person who was unfamiliar to me but familiar to my friend. By the way, that person asked my friend to know the whereabouts of a family with whom that person was making a matrimonial connection. Actually, that person wanted to marry his son with the daughter of that particular family. And my friend told like this, that yes, just see, everybody has his or her merits and demerits, but then so far as I know, they are all well-behaved person, they are all good, and the girl in question is affectionate, lovable, and sociable in nature. So therefore, he told all these things. But incidentally, I knew some incidents of that particular family. For example, that girl had a kind of love affairs with a person who was a married person. Although the girl did not know this. When she came to know this truth, she quit her relationship. But then, after all, it was a fact. So therefore, I thought that my friend did a disservice to his friend by concealing this fact, because my friend knew this. So while returning back from that gathering, I asked my friend, that you have concealed a fact regarding that particular girl, and thereby I think you have done a disservice to your friend. That particular friend told me, what good would that brought if I told the so-called accurate talk, accurate fact? After all, the girl had no faults. That person who concealed his identity, that married person who concealed his identity, he made this particular fault. However, the moment the girl knew this, she immediately quit this relationship. So therefore, and this girl at present wants to lead a fresh life. So therefore, I think it would not. I think this is in my discretion. I would like to say that this should be told, and he has also stated. Just see, there are always two ways to look a thing. if a glass, for example, is half filled with water, then one can say that this glass is half filled with water. And another person may say that this glass is half vacant. You see, while a person is saying that this glass is half filled with water, he is talking something positive. And who he is saying that this glass is half vacant, he is talking the negative. What is the use of talking something negative? It is always better to tell something positive. Then I had realized the truthfulness, the importance, the relevance of the writings of Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra. You see, Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra did write only one book named The Pursuit of Truth, that in Bengali is Satyanusara. He actually wrote this book in his own hand, though he had several books, even more than the books of Rabindranath Tagore. But then others wrote it. He simply spoke that. So therefore, that's another issue altogether. In the Pursuit of Truth, that in this book he wrote like this. That is, to see if this tendency grows to see another's fault, then that fault has made its home in you. Then and there, try to this fault should be masked and swept away. Only then you are safe. Otherwise, everything will be destroyed. Again, he has stated that to vilify others is to defile oneself with that defect. But to speak good of others, then his nature will automatically be good. Something unconsciously. And again, he has stated that if your tongue be slanderous, if it is unable to speak good of others, then don't pass any opinion about anyone. Rather, try to hate this nature of yours and be determined to be rid of this I should say hell of slander. This is the statement of Sri Thakur Anukula Chandra. And yes, it is. My friend was absolutely correct. So therefore, say something good which brings propitiousness, auspiciousness, well-being, good. Only then it is a good. Only then it is a, you can say, true talk. You may speak. Something accurate talk, and you may claim that you are. You can say you are the follower of truth. You may say so, but always look that whether it brings propitiousness, auspiciousness, well-being, goodness, otherwise benignness, otherwise it is all futile. You see, in this connection I would like to tell another fact, possibly all of you know, that is in the holy war of Kurukshetra, when Dronacharya, he ruthlessly, killed soldiers of Pandavas. They got frightened actually, and then they solicited the advice of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna told Yudhishthir that you go straight to Dronacharya and say that Ashwatthama is dead. This was his instruction, and it was a fact, and it was a true talk, because of the fact Ashwatthama, an elephant, really had died. So therefore, not that Lord Krishna did say anything false, anything untrue. So therefore, but then Yudhishthir, hearing this advice, he pondered over this particular statement, and he thought that he, being a determined champion of truth, he would not say this. He would say the accurate talk. After all, yes, Ashwatthama had died, but that was an elephant, not his son, Ashwatthama. The name of the son of Dronacharya was Ashwatthama, as you all know. And it is also a well-known fact that Dronacharya had great weakness for his son. So the idea was such that when Dronacharya would learn that his son, his son is dead, then he would get depressed and he would leave weapons. And at that point, at that moment, Arjun would shoot his arrow and kill him. This was the, you can say, the idea. But then Yudhishthira thought otherwise. He actually defied the instructions of Lord Krishna, thinking himself more superior than, and more reticent, more prudent, and more, you can say, more reticent, more discreet than Lord Krishna. He thought that he would tell the actual talking. That is the, and he did so. He actually went to Dronacharya and said that Ashwatthama is dead, but it is an elephant. It is the elephant. And it is said that he told this particular portion in a very low voice, in other words, in a whispering voice. This is the statement. But then, and not only that, there are very many people who glorify this characteristic of Yudhishthira. They say that yes, Yudhishthira is correct after all, because Yudhishthira had talked the, you can say, accurate talk. And it is also stated that Dronacharya is killed by, some, you can say, by some unholy means. But remember, it is Lord Krishna who gave this advice. After all, Lord Krishna is the very embodiment of religion. He is the very embodiment of justness. He is the very epitome of truthfulness. So therefore, we must not consider ourselves as more superior than Lord Krishna. This is the trouble with us. After all, Dronacharya took the side of Duryodhana. And Duryodhana is the very epitome of irreligion. Duryodhana is the very epitome of non-virtue. So whoever may be, that's not the matter. What is important, whoever took the side of Duryodhana, that means they took the side of irreligion, they took the side of non-virtue, they should be destroyed by any means. So therefore, the endeavor, or you can say the plan and program of Lord Krishna was by no means inferior one. That was the just and that was the proper plan and program. So therefore, and Yudhishthira did wrong by not obeying the instructions of Lord Krishna. So therefore, in this respect, we will have to very meticulously consider the entire scenario. Yes, Yudhishthira said the accurate talk, but not the true talk, because after all, it did not bring propitiousness, it did not bring auspiciousness, it did not bring love, it did not bring sweetness, it did not bring well-being. For the virtuous, after all, the war, or you can say the battle was fought for the establishment of virtue, for the establishment of religion. So naturally, those who took the side of irreligion, non-virtue, they should be messed away. They should be swept away. There is no, so therefore, Duryodhana thought that he was even more superior than Lord Krishna. Here lies the trouble. So, you can say the statement of Yudhishthira can be considered as accurate talk, but not the true talk. As I have already stated, that the distinction between the true talk and you can say accurate or false talk is simply this, that true talk always brings welfareness, auspiciousness, propitiousness, goodness, sweetness, everything. Otherwise, it is not true talk. I would like to give an example, a real life example. For example, just think a scenario like this, that is, you are walking on a solitary road and you have seen that a girl is running fast towards you, and she, for example, she hides herself in a bush nearby. And you have seen all the scenario by yourself. And then just after a few minutes, a rapist, let's say, has come to you. And he wanted to know, or you can say, for example, he asks you that, where have you seen a girl running through this way? And if you say, yes, I have seen, and she is there, then you are talking the accurate talk. You are not talking the true talk, because it brings destruction. It does not bring auspiciousness. It does not bring propitiousness. It does not bring love. It does not bring sweetness. It does not bring well-being. So therefore, your thinking of telling the accurate talk is entirely wrong. This should not be done as a human being, because after all, you should have some divine qualities. In this case, if you say the accurate talk, then that is tantamount, I should say, that tantamounts to false talk. Because false talk, as I have already stated, always invariably brings, evil. It brings, anything against auspiciousness, propitiousness, goodness, sweetness, well-being. So, just think before talking anything. So therefore, be very careful while talking something. So therefore, be reticent, be calm, be quiet, and be, I should say, prudent, and be discreet. And think, that is what would bring propitiousness, what would bring auspiciousness, what would bring well-beingness, what would bring, benignness, and say that particular words, or you can say that particular talking. That would bring goodness, that would bring, propitiousness, and that should be your virtue. After all, you are a human being. You are something superior than others. Others means I am talking about that. For example, animals are a lower group of animals, or lower group of organisms. So therefore, you should have some divine qualities. At least try to master some of the divine qualities. So therefore, as Sri Thakur Anukul Chandra stated, that speak the truth, but don't bring destruction. Don't bring destruction. So if you do anything which would bring destruction, if you talk anything which would bring destruction, which would bring, anything against or anything, contrary to auspiciousness, propitiousness, well-being, goodness, benignness, then I don't think that you are, I should say, you are a good human being. After all, try to elevate yourself, try to augment your level of thinking, your level of consciousness. So therefore, you seriously think about this particular 3 different kinds of talks. So in conclusion, I would like to say that just say true talk, that's fine. But you must notice that whatever you do, whatever you talk, whatever behavior you behave, that should bring, as I have already stated, auspiciousness, propitiousness, well-being, benignness, and everything. Only then you think that your thinking, your attitude, your behavior, your doing, your talking is superb, is good, is propitious, is auspicious for everybody. Remember, God is at least we consider, not all, that at least, I, for example, consider God as the embodiment of auspiciousness, as the embodiment of, propitiousness, as the embodiment of well-being, as the embodiment of benignness. So therefore, try to get yourself attached with the God, or at least to whom you believe that He is, after all, a very truthful person, or a very auspicious person. If you do not believe in God, after all, just master this quality, that at least you have some experience that what person, you can say, at least you have find at least one person or two who is or are good, auspicious, and reticent, prudent, and discreet. Try to follow him. That is enough. But for you can say for majority like me, I would like to say, try to get yourself attached with the God. Only then, you will be good automatically, unconsciously. Because as Sri Thakur Ankuchanda stated, that to speak good for others, you see, automatically your nature will be good, unconscious. So therefore, get yourself attached with your master, with your beloved. For example, in my case, Sri Thakur Ankuchanda, as long as I can attach myself with my beloved, that is with my Ishto, with my Priyaparam, Sri Thakur Ankuchanda, I will be elevated, definitely. In other words, I will be truthful, I will be really truthful, I should say. I will be really truthful. That will bring my consciousness, you see, automatically good, unconscious. This is a very, see, apparently it may seem peculiar, it may seem bizarre, but after all, it's a fact. So therefore, I would like to request you to get yourself attached to God, or it's to a good or superior human being whom you respect, see, whom you regard. Then you will see that automatically you are elevated, at least from your present position. So therefore, this is the teaching of the entire discussion. After all, again I must say that I am not a teacher. As Sri Thakur Ankuchanda stated, that conceit of knowledge, you see, is the most you can say most dangerous passion, which makes hindrance to no teachings. I am a teacher. This very concept of knowledge, this very pride of knowledge makes the hindrance. As a matter of fact, that some people used to say something negative about anything, everything, about everybody, it means that he is obsessed with some of the obsessions of his complexes. He may not know it, but it is the fact. After all, his obsession of complexes, actually, his obsession of complexes, I should say, his obsession in particular drives him to say so. His obsession drives him to talk so. His obsession drives him to do so. That is, do something negative, do something, you see, bad, do something malignant, do something, you see, unfortunate, I should say. They are here. That is, if you see that a person is always, or you can say, if a person has the habit of, you see, of vilifying, or you can say of vilifying, you see, anybody and everybody, then you can be rest assured that this person has been suffering from the obsession of at least one or more than one complex. This is for certain. So therefore, in order to get rid of the obsession of complexes, you need to get yourself attached with that person who is above complexes. And definitely God is the only person who is above complexes. So this is my humble submission to you, that get yourself attached to God or Ishto, or if you do not believe in such concept, then you at least get yourself attached with a superior person, at least whom you believe that person is at least superior than you in all respects, that is, all respects. So, and in this way also you will be elevated. So, this much for today. Live in love. Joy.